She's been here. We might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are... CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentle way.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive pardon, whether he can issue. The president's reportedly asking his staff. whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would be a
can't?
gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse of presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt. Or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he get a
about this.
pardon also? Wasn't he on that
The
committee?
seeking of pardons is...
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. Are you going to condemn that pardon?
You know, Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people. Commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One who, in fact, one drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators linking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird part.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly concerned about his own criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Like the boy asked, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Avocado Diablo, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise. That has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Hootie frickin' who, people. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty. Holy crap, how did I turn so orange? I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet, and welcome to the Dawg Knight Channel, where this is driving me nuts. So this thing is being resetting every freaking day, and it's pissing me off, and I don't know why it keeps doing it. It's just, I've done all the updates I'm supposed to do, and I've done all that other crap, and it's still making me look there. I'll just glow myself up a little bit and see how that works. Anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful morning. Mine's adequate. I have nothing to complain about other than this stupid thing. I'm just gonna stop doing it. I don't care. I just don't care anymore. I don't care if I look orange. I don't even know how to describe my annoyance right now. So anyway, hi, how you doing? Welcome to the show. It is Tuesday, the 6th of May, 2025. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know why. It just bugs me. I can't do that. I cannot do it. Yeah, I just noticed this morning that there's some activity going on out in the West Coast with the little riot people. I can't swear yet. Those F-wads who wear black and mask and all that shit. Apparently, I just said shit. And they're arguing with police and all of that. So we're going to just look at what's going on, because I don't know what's going on. I saw it trending and I'm like, oh, well, we'll talk about that today, and got a few news items and stuff. But of course, first, oops, sorry about that. I got off the microphone. But first, of course, we got to say hi to everybody and see how things are going. So first in the chat today is Aaron Meredith gets the bell. Oh, man. I even get you 2 bells for beating AD here. And also, good morning, Avocados Diabli, of course, is here. And Vader35, Renee Mayette, hello, my dear. Lewis is back in the house. And Tyre Alexander. Oh, it's the Pope. Pope Tyrannus the Third, the Blessed Lich, is in the house. Good, nice to see you, sir. I just let it play through this time. Good morning, also, TC. Attack Alpaca. I scrolled there. Who else is here? Oh, Blue Eyed Scream and Rick Ashbringer. And so good morning, everybody. That's who's here so far. And people are slowly piling in. Hit the like button while you're thinking about it. Share the stream. Do all that stuff. Hit that link at the top. Do okay or hello or let's go or something to celebrate the fact that we are here. Thanks also to the people who've already done so, who include, of course, Somnambule Nation dropped the first link here today. Also, TC dropping the links on your own. Let me repost those. Thank you very much. And hang on. There you go. There's your little hit of dopamine there. Also, Somnambule Nation, what the hell is this? The Pope's back. I'm back, motherfucker. Now where's Mr. Vance? I'm not sure what that means, but damn, the Pope got a heavenly gun going there. Also, thank you to people. Oh, yeah, it's Lip Salty Tears. That's Renee Mayette, of course, dropping the let's go. Thank you very much. And Tyre Alexander and Somnambule Nation retweeting my tweet of the show. And the daily woo from Ric Flair, from Tyre Alexander. Thank you. Appreciate all of you doing that thing. So if you haven't done it yet, share the show, do all the stuff that every other streamer tells you to do. Good morning, Desert Tramp. I see you in the chat. Welcome. Nice to have you. If I haven't say hi to you yet, do the chat thing. Don't know why my visage looks the way it does. I'm just going to leave it because I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care no more, no more, no more, no more, no. classic Genesis. Well, is that Genesis or is it just Phil Collins by himself? I can't remember. I think he was still with Genesis on that song. Doom 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 doom. Phil Collins. I'm not trying to be Phil. I am me. I'm not trying to be me. That was Phil solo. Okay, I don't. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. Great song. I like. Some of Phil Collins' stuff was really good. And that was one of them. So, all right, let's figure out what's happened in the world today. Phil Collins. In the world today, first, I said yesterday it was Nurses Week, and today is the National Nurses Day. So they get a week and a day. On National Nurses Day, we honor the unwavering dedication and care provided by these everyday heroes to the tireless healers who put others before themselves. Remember to take a moment for self-care and recovery. Thank you, nurses, for all that you do. Yes, and you can thank Lady Boomer. Brother of Bootsy. Oh, Phil and Combine. So anyway, happy National Nurses Day and on Nurses Week. It's also, I guess it's also Teacher Appreciation Day. Now what the hell is going on there? Yeah, Teachers Appreciation Day. This young lady says, what does she say? Happy Teachers Appreciation Day and Week. Oh, it's both. Working with children is hard work. Dealing with parents is even harder. If you know a teacher, send them some lunch today. Some lunch. I don't have to buy y'all lunch, but I will send you some love. And if I'm the teacher, send me some lunch today. I'm not sending you lunch, girl. You just wanted to show off them Hooters. I know what you're doing. Anyway, appreciate the good teachers, especially on this day, because, a good teacher is worth their weight in gold and platinum and silver and everything else that you can weigh them with. Also, today's celebrity birthday is none other than Mr. Bob Seger, who turns 80 today. And he's been running against the wind for 80 years. If you can name your favorite Bob Seger song in the chat. That's a good one. I preferably, let's see, what's my favorite Bob Seger song? What's that? One Turn the Page. That's a good one. Shame on the Moon. I like. Doesn't he do a We Got the Night? He does that duet with somebody. I like that one. That's a good one. I also like Against the Wind. Ramblin' Gam, that's a good one. Beautiful Loser, that's a good one. Yeah, he's got a lot. He has a great book for his age. I know a lot of people like old time rock and roll. That was the song that kind of launched Tom Cruise's big time career, because he was in what was that movie Tom Cruise was in before that? Something about when he was a football player, but then he did Risky Business and Old Time Rock and Roll. He came out lip singing to Bob Singer in his underwear, and everyone went crazy. Hollywood Nights, that's a good one too. Yeah, that is a good one. I like that. Kenny did it as duet. Okay, I messed that up. So anyway, happy birthday, Bob Seger. Still going strong, and we're happy about that. Also, yeah, last night was the Met Gala. Now, I don't complain about the Met Gala. I just don't I don't care about the Met Gala, but there was one thing, because it's a big show for all the, all the beautiful people showing off their goofiest outfits. For example, Lizzo decided to dress like a pound of bacon or something like that. I don't know what the hell that's not the worst though. Usually you see some really crazy crap at the Met Gala, but the only reason I'm mentioning it, not for Lizzo, okay, not for Lizzo, but because Diana Ross made an appearance at the Met Gala. And if you talk about music royalty, none other than Diana Ross is as about a musical royalty that is still around. I mean, granted, there's a lot of them out there, but she wore this dress, and she hasn't been at the Met Gala for 22 years, with this huge train, a wrap and train. Now this is, when I think Met Gala, this is the kind of shit that I think of, you know? She came out there, and she's got to be 80, 85 years old. Siri, hang on. Siri, how old is Diana Ross? Diana Ross is 81 years old. So, yeah, so came out in she came out looking like how you should look at the Met Gala as opposed to looking weird. So anyway, and there's some other pictures of her. I don't know where is it? Maybe. There's another thing I wanted to talk about the Met Gala for, because I don't really care about it, but it's interesting. You know, I got to be honest. Yeah, the dress probably weighs more than her. That's true. The other thing that people are talking about the Met Gala, though, is Pamela Anderson. And hello, Random America, by the way, and Darren Root. Let me just show you. I'll just show you, because the comments about Pamela Anderson really fucking annoy me. And I can start swearing now. So, let's start here. Someone here saying, well, this is what I appreciate. Pamela Anderson, aging like a normal woman, but I take issue with the bangs. Okay, whatever about the bangs. I don't care about the bangs. Here's the one that really got to me. This is Vince Langeman, and I don't know if these are a year apart or not, but he posts this. How is this Pamela Anderson 1 year apart? Well, the only difference here, honestly, is that she didn't wear makeup. Okay? She chose not to wear makeup. People are making a big deal about her not wearing makeup. And look, Siri, how old is Pamela Anderson? She's got to be my age or older. How old is Pamela Anderson? Pamela Anderson's 50. No, she's not 57. She's 50. Yeah, she's 57 years old. So she's, in her late 50s. What is she supposed to look like? Is she supposed, she just chose not to wear the makeup. And I think she looks fine for someone her age. And people are criticizing her for not wearing makeup and they're saying she was wearing a frumpy dress, which the dress was not flattering for her. But whatever. Are people expecting her to still look like she's 25? I don't get it. 57-year-old Pamela Anderson. We'll use this as an example. 57-year-old Pamela Anderson at the Met Gala last night. You know what she looks like to me? And the dress wasn't particularly flattering because the way it bowed out made her look a little frumpy. But you know what? You know what she looks like to me? A woman choosing to be her age. Good for her. The eyebrows and the haircut are weird, but whatever. She looks her age. Leave Pamela Anderson alone. I was never a big fan of her in the first place. I didn't care about Baywatch and all that stuff, but I don't know. She looks like a normal average woman, and good for her. She's on this kick where she's just not wearing makeup anymore. She's not glamming herself up because she doesn't feel like she needs to do it anymore. She's done her work. When she's on stage, she's doing some show on Broadway called the last what do you call it? The Last Showgirl. Okay, The Last Showgirl. She's doing that. And she wears makeup when she does that. Unlike Madonna, who thinks she's 20. Yeah, well, speaking of which, okay, and someone made that point about, okay, you complain about Pamela Anderson, but then here's the alternative. This is Madonna. The alternative, Pamela Anderson aging gracefully, should be applauded. Fuck right. Right? Fucking right. Hello, Selected Boy. What's up? Yeah, and also, number one is here. So, people bitching about Pamela Anderson. It's like, leave the woman alone. Let Pam be Pam. Let her be her bee. Okay. All right, let's move on. Now the topic of du jour that I put in the thumbnail today, I saw this happen. That was one of the trending topics this morning. I'm like, oh, why is Antifa trending? And apparently Antifa is, I guess, causing some trouble out at the University of Washington right now. Here's one of the posts that I saw happening right now. University of Washington, Seattle has literally turned into a dumpster fire. School leaders are allowing Antifa and pro-Hamas activists to dictate the terms, taxpayer dollars down the drain at this public school. And they're asking Donald Trump to cut public funding. So I guess this is one scene at, by the way, I think this is actually kicking off burning season, also known as riot season, because I think we're headed, and the reason I named the show what I named it is because I think we're headed for another summer of love. Oh yeah, it's the summer of love, where all the little black-clad, masked little fuckwads go out and burn shit. Yes, you know, riot season. Can I get a woot woot? I should record that. Anyway, so here's the little, I guess this is one section for the dickwads. I don't know what they're doing. They're out here burning couches and whatever. And I'm surprised whoever has this camera is being allowed to even go near it, because, you know, they don't like cameras around. But so this is whatever they decide to make a bonfire out of some shit that the college owns. I don't know about that. What's going on? I'll bring soup. And then as I scroll through this dumpster fire, Jonathan, it was a protest, not the end of civilization. We pulled funding every time someone lit a trash can. Half the South would have been defunded after football season. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. Anyway, let's see. Antifa pushes Seattle police down a hill, fully repelling them from the lecture halls of interdisciplinary engineering. I've never seen such a broken police department that allows themselves to be police. So here's this little scene. I guess I don't know what I guess they're protesting Palestine or some shit right now, but. So, you know, granted, it's only 4 officers. So apparently they're threatening the police. So they're yelling, "Go home, fascists." Hello, Miss Wild Wolf and K-Shaw. What's up? So anyway, don't know what that's about. By the way, I think I said hello, Miss Wild Wolf and K-Shaw. And also on the honorable mention list of my favorite Canadians, Special K and Acid. So there's that. But, you know, it's just, like I said, I have a feeling we're in for another summer of love. Now, I don't know what this is. Oh, wait, breaking. This is in Portland. Breaking, violent Trantifa and Antifa militants are hurling racial slurs and assaulting people in the Portland State campus after being unable to storm the Riley Gaines event. This was yesterday. Convicted felon Alyssa Azar is there, as is violent Antifa member John Hecker. So here's a report from Andy. No, let's just watch this. I don't have a real plan today, which is I'm sure somebody say that's not unusual. It's not unusual for Marty to not have a plan. I find that magic lamp if I find that magic lamp, all of those protesting for Palestine would wake up in Palestine without their passport. That's just it. They'll protest for Palestine, but none of them want to live in Palestine. Anyway. I am no Tom Jones. No, I am not. I am me. I gotta be me. I've gotta be me. daring to try, do it or die. I've gotta be me. I'm not Sammy Davis Jr. either, but I'm gonna sing whatever the fuck I want. Okay, let's watch Andy No talk about what's going on in Portland, because it's riot season. It's getting warm out. It's time for the riots to start happening. Let's go. Now, no one knows what this is about.
All right, I'm at this Riley Gaines.
Now, okay, that do something. I would not be backing up, but that's just me. I'm too old for that shit, and I'm probably a foot taller than that little fat fuck. But anyway,
Event and Antifa has
apparently there's a Riley Gaines event at Portland State University. Okay, Portland State University. So obviously the Trantifas and Antifas are out, very upset with Riley Gaines because, you know, she doesn't think men should be, male human bodies, adult human males should not be in events designed for human females. Anyway.
Taking over Portland State's quad, just a few feet away from inside the auditorium.
Oh, this isn't,
again,
that's
where
not
Riley
Andy,
Gaines
no?
is speaking. Tons of cops out here right now trying to keep the peace, but already there have been several skirmishes. I've seen some fists being thrown. Just a volatile situation right now at Portland State University.
There's a Nazi right in here, and y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. Well, let me get it down there.
Nazi?
What's up, my boy? What's up with the pilot? What's up with the pilot?
Oh my gosh.
Only none of that. Only none of that. Somebody put my knife for me.
We got a fight already?
Somebody got my knife for me.
You don't need that either. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. That's what he wants.
Get the out of here, homie. Get the out of here. Get your Nazi out of here. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing.
What exactly makes him a Nazi?
Y'all really gonna let him and let a Nazi? He's a Nazi. He's a
According to who?
Nazi. You racist, homophobic, transphobic, then get him out of here then. Because he don't belong here. And y'all ain't doing no better. I'm trying to stop this fall.
You're not stopping anything. You just
out of here. Get his out of here. Because he can get his whooped right now in front of y'all. So I'll catch you in Vancouver when we can knuckle up in the street. Because you's a You's a And if the police say I'll beat your mother ass, you sorry cracker. Piece of shit. You get this shit on video. I want you niggas to know. I'm not sure they no, you pull it up.
See, this their tag that they.
People are being assaulted, and I think the police.
What you do? You's a Nazi, and y'all ain't no better or different.
Well, what are we accomplishing here, folks?
Off, Brandon. Black children can't even go to school because of motherfuckers like him. And y'all sit here.
What is he talking about?
Progressive, all y'all performative as. They just took the black and shit off the bush 20 years ago. Black folks ain't safe here still.
What?
And y'all don't protect, y'all kill us. I do a better job of protecting people.
Anyone know what he's talking about?
If you want that smoke, baby, I'm in the street with it every day. You want that smoke and you want to really fight about it? I'm going to beat your ass. I'm a real gorilla, nigga. I'm a hyena. I'm a troll, nigga. What's up? You a pussy right here. You a pussy right here. You's a You know what? You're not even a pussy. Because pussy better than you. You sorry coward.
I'm not sure what he's upset about. Is he still? Does he end up chasing him around for a while here? Let's see. Oops, move ahead.
The infamous John Hacker is here now. This is pretty much Antifa royalty is out here now at Portland State University. More than a dozen officers.
Hello,
here
Willie.
Out every single corner.
What you're watching, and Shrapnel, and who else is here? Apparently at Portland State, these are people protesting Riley Gaines being on campus. I guess she had an event at Portland State. And the, as Andy No says, the Antifa and Trantifa are all out in force to protest. And apparently there, at one point, this guy felt that he was saving the world from Nazis because, you know, there's lots of actual Nazis in the United States. Right?
This is an absolutely volatile situation. But again, this is the main quad area. Look at this fella being swarmed right now. He's just trying to record.
And nobody knows why. Maybe they're just mad he's filming.
Right now.
Yeah, they don't have any original sayings.
Yeah, stay behind the line. Stay behind the line.
So anyway, enough of that shit. Let's see what else we got here. So here we're breaking exclusive. Violent Antifa and far left activists are trying to break inside the building where Riley Gaines is speaking at Portland State. They are assaulting police and trying to smash the glass. The violent extremists believe that those who advocate for sex-based policies, sports policy, are advocating genocide. Yeah, no, you cannot define it as genocide. So here's 30 seconds of these numbnuts. Let's see what we got here. They're assaulting police as they do it. I don't know, anyone who, to me, why don't they just arrest the fuckers?
Get off me! What are you doing? Get off me! Close the door!
I'm not sure why the one girl's dressed like Dorothy. Same 12 people in the last video, pretty much. So anyway, those are the protesters there. Let's see. And here's what's happening at the University of Washington. Breaking Antifa militants wreaking havoc at the University of Washington, setting fires across campus. Looks like Summer of Love 2.0 is getting started. Well, that's what a coincidence. That's what I was calling it. And where are the police? So this is at the University of Washington. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, look. They got the little anarchy signs and the shields and the masks. And go figure. I get this. There's no sound on this one. But they're very proud of their baby peace signs and shit. Let's see. And then here's a copy of the pro-Hamas chant this evening at the University of Washington in Seattle. The far-left activists seem to recruit clueless people. They just protest for the sake of protesting. Well, that's pretty true. Let's see if we can see what the chat says. It says, Gaza, Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die. 1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more. 5, 6, 7, 8, Israel is a terror state. 5, 6, 7, 8, Gaza broke the prison gate. We will honor our martyrs, all our children, sons and daughters, all our parents, mothers, and fathers. Not another nickel, not another dime, no more money for Israel's crimes. This is a little, at least they're getting a little more creative. It's not the same, no Trump, no whatever, no fascist USA, whatever, no Trump, no KKK. Let's see, what's this? Not a penny, not a dollar, no more money for Israel's slaughter. Yeah, Netanyahu, shame on you. Palestine is not for you. Well, hey, y'all motherfuckers realize that Israel left Palestine and was not occupying it. They completely pulled out of Gaza and the West Bank. Y'all motherfuckers came in with that October 7 shit. Thank you, Pope Tyre, dropping a deuce plus 30 in the tip jar, saying, in the parable of fools, the blessed dead teaches us that if you hurl words like Nazi around as much as they do, it becomes as if rain in May, common and weak. It should be rare and alarming as if snow in June. Those words will soon be like sand on a beach. They kind of are already. Thank you, Tyre Alexander. That was a beautiful, beautiful poem and soliloquy. Pope Tyre, appreciate it. Hello, Annalyn. What's up? Good morning. Oh my God, Congo, Sudan, and Palestine. We say no to genocide. Well, holy shit! Talk about 3 very different places. And honestly, I don't think you give a shit about the genocide in the Congo. Holy shit. What else? There's only one. Oh, I know. screenshot that probably left this one out. Resistance is justified when people are occupied. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. You probably don't. You shouldn't be throwing around solutions when it comes to Israel, because you're sounding like the guys with the funny mustache. People united will never be defeated. We want justice, USA how, end the siege in Gaza now. Okay, they got a bunch of different things there. Anyway, so that will just I'll put a separate link for that one, I think. Just if you wanna be prepared for the next Gaza protest in your town, I highly recommend that you take one of these song sheets with you, and you can distribute them and you get your own little chants going. So that's what they're doing now. Oh, here's another one. Breaking: law enforcement officers have breached the mechanical engineering building at the University of Washington. An operation to remove the Gaza occupiers is underway. So this is when the police decided to stop fucking around and let the protesters find out. Looks like this also has no sound. So that's apparently they were blockading an engineering building. Because, the first thing I think of when I think of Antifa protests is a bunch of engineering students. Holy shit. So there's that. Anyway, I'll just leave the whole thing here. Oh, here it is. Let's see. UW students are occupying the Boeing-funded engineering building on University of Washington campus. Show up right now to the interdisciplinary engineering building to support these brave students. The University of Washington is a direct partner in the genocide of the Palestinian people through its allegiance to its partnership with Boeing. Rally now outside IEB to take action with these students alongside the people of Palestine and their brave resistance. Wear a mask and cover identifiable features. Read the full manifesto on our Medium page. Okay, yippee. So that's why that's the first Summer of Love. Again, it's Summer of Love season, and we're celebrating with the jackholes that are doing this shit. And then also National Guard is trending. Apparently, this says breaking fires and chaos erupted at the University of Washington as Antifa has taken over. Time for the university to lose funding, calling the National Guard. Well, I don't know. They need to lose funding over these assholes. They're not doing it. The university's not supporting this. Then someone brought up the 55 years of Kent State. Well, we don't want that to happen either. We don't want dead people. We just want the fuckers to get out of the way. Want to take a guess? Someone who was National Guard that was respected and will continue to be respected more than your ass. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Oh, I see. Someone's laughing about the National Guard. So anyway, imagine if these were right-wing anti-Semites that took over a building at UW and kept police out by force. We'd have National Guard, State Patrol, SWAT teams, all armed and ready to shoot. Yeah, that's true. Someone says these lame Hamas and Antifa protesters are occupying an engineering building at UW. Could be removed in 5 minutes, but the administration doesn't have the will to do so. So there you go. So if it were people on the right, oh boy, this would be considered an insurrection. But apparently no one thinks it's an insurrection now. All right, this is I'm not familiar with this, but this is out of Buffalo. Gunfox sent me this article. Grand jury charges of attempted kidnapping, attempting luring of a student against Shannon Cronin, who was arrested in February after he allegedly broke into School 59 and assaulted an AP. I don't know what an AP is. This incident raised by Buffalo Police Detective Richard High. So here's the article. Oh, well, maybe not. It's a paywall article, so that doesn't help me. Let me see if I can circumvent the we can circumvent this a bit. There we go. It's scheduled to be arraigned on Wednesday in Erie County Court. According to court records. According to court documents, the Illinois native faces new felony charges. Second-degree kidnapping, attempting luring of a child to commit a felony against that child, burglary, and attempted assault in school grounds. He's still charged with misdemeanor child endangerment. The district attorney's office declined to comment Monday. Buffalo Public Schools also declined to comment. Cronin, 30, was initially charged in Buffalo City Court. When Cronin was first arrested by Buffalo police on February 11th, he was charged with felony burglary, misdemeanor assault, and child endangerment, as well as harassment, a violation. In a news release issued February 12th, the Buffalo Police Department said officers responded to Dr. Charles Drew Science Magnet School 59 for a call of an assault in progress. The original police report said Cronin entered the elementary school through an interior door that connects to the Buffalo Museum of Science. The report indicated that Cronin approached a young student and said, "How are you doing, sweetie?" which police officer Nico Davis said caused the student fear and alarm. The new charges follow allegations made on the Unsubscribed podcast on April 26 by Buffalo Police Detective Richard High, who argued the alleged crimes in February incident were much more serious than initially reported. High described the case as an attempted abduction of 2 students, and it's unclear whether the authorities believe multiple students were involved. The Buffalo School Board is starting the process to identify a firm to investigate the school district's handling of the incident at School 59. So that's an update on a story from February, but still, yeah, I remember this when it was first came out, that he accessed the school through a museum next door. Apparently they're connected, and yeah, not good. So I'm sure the parents there are certainly concerned about the security of the kids, so on and so forth. So never understood why we have schools for magnets. They really need to learn anything. Well, magnet schools, yeah, I don't know. If kids are interested in a particular subject or have a specific aptitude in a certain discipline, and you want to enhance that discipline, sure, then you have special schools that emphasize those things. So anyway, yeah, Angry Cops is pissed, and I don't believe him. Stop it, phone. Stop that. Okay, all right, let's move on. Just have a few articles open today. In the Daily Wire. Oh, CNN ruthlessly mocked after interview with cartel member backfires. Now, I didn't see this interview. CNN faced this. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. This is CNN. Yeah, I know. I'm not James Earl Jones either, AD. CNN faced widespread mockery on social media over the weekend after interviewing a masked Sinaloa cartel gangster who, rather than criticizing President Trump's terrorist designation as seemingly expected, expressed respect for the commander-in-chief for looking out for his people. The interview aired Saturday, features CNN correspondent Isabel Yang questioning a heavily disguised cartel member in an undisclosed hideout in Mexico, according to the New York Post. According to the Trump administration, "You are a terrorist. What do you make of that?" Young asked. Trump designated the Mexican-based Sinaloa cartel as a foreign terrorist organization in a January 20 executive order, with the State Department writing that the cartel is one of the largest producers and traffickers of fentanyl and other illicit drugs in the United States. The masked gangster, wearing sunglasses and latex gloves to conceal his identity, initially responded, "Well, the situation is ugly, but we have to eat." When asked what he would say directly to Trump, the cartel member didn't take the bait. "My respect." According to him, he's looking out for his people, the gangster stated, adding, "But the problem is the consumers are in the United States. If there weren't any consumers, we would stop." Really? Let's see this.
This man is talking to us on the condition we hide his identity and location.
Can I pull up a chair?
He says he produces fentanyl for the Sinaloa cartel.
How safe or dangerous is this area to be in?
En estos momentos todas las áreas son peligrosas.
I mean, according to
right
the
now,
Trump
the area is
administration,
dangerous.
You are a terrorist. I mean, the cartels have been labeled a foreign terrorist organization. What do you make of that?
Está fea la situación.
Well, the situation is ugly, but we have to eat.
What's your message to Donald Trump if he's watching this?
My respect. According to him, he's looking out for his people. But the problem is that the consumers are in the United States. If there weren't any consumers, we would stop.
There is a lot of violence playing out on these streets here at the moment every day, right? I mean, people are dying on a daily basis. Children are afraid to go to school. Do you have any sense of remorse over your role and your involvement in this group?
Claro que sí.
Of course.
Pues está triste
Things
la
are
cosa,
sad, but,
pero pues,
well,
está triste la
things are
cosa,
sad.
pero-
Okay, so but apparently he thought that maybe they thought that he would lash out at Trump. Social media erupted with mockery of CNN's apparent attempt to elicit anti-Trump commentary from a member of a violent drug trafficking organization. CNN tried to create a scandal and accidentally gave Trump a campaign ad. You can't script this kind of desperation, one user remarked. Unbelievably, CNN gives Sinaloa cartel member a chance to throw a pity party about being labeled a terrorist, but the cartel member tells them President Trump is rightly looking after his own people, another person pointed out. So, and then Senator Mike Lee suggested, let them, meaning CNN, live under the rule of foreign terrorist drug traffickers for a few months. Then tell us how they feel. So, yeah, that interview didn't work out the way they thought it would. In American Greatness, apparently, you know, we get a lot of these examples of kids who get rejected from schools for various reasons. Apparently, these colleges rejected an honor student who invented a $30 million app. He could probably pay for school himself. An 18-year-old high school student with a 4.0 grade point average who invented a $30 million AI calorie counting app says he was rejected by 15 out of 18 elite colleges, including Ivy League schools like Harvard, MIT, and Princeton. Zach Yetagari is the founder and CEO of the Cal AI app, which tracks a person's calories just by taking pictures of the food they are eating. The app has been downloaded more than 5 million times and brings in nearly $30 million annually. What the fuck does he need to go to college for? Go study. If you want to learn something, go study something at a community college. Why does he need it? Don't even bother. You're good. Travel the world. Enjoy your life. Anyway, despite having become a millionaire, Yagaderi says he wants to attend college to build upon what he's already been able to accomplish. With a 4.0 grade point average and a 35 ACT score, 36 is the highest you can get on that. Yagaderi applied to a number of prestigious colleges, including Ivy League schools. However, many of those elite schools have rejected him. So, some of the schools that have rejected him: Stanford, MIT, Harvard, Yale, Washington University, Columbia, University of Pennsylvania, Princeton, Duke, USC, Georgia Tech, University of Virginia, NYU, and is that Utah? That must be Utah. Vanderbilt, Brown, University of Miami, and Cornell. This is insane. Why did any of these schools reject him? Especially like Washington University, is that the one in St. Louis? I'm assuming that's not that like hoity-toity prestigious of school. I mean, it's a great school, but University of Virginia, again, state school. Utah, state school. Miami, I mean, it's a small private school, but it's not that elite school. You have a 4.0 to 34 ACT. You should be getting into those schools automatically. And in fact, some of the Ivy League, think about it. David Hogg, dumbass, who I don't even think he scored as high as my son at ACT. And he didn't have a 4.0. Got into Harvard because, you know, DEI for dumb shits. But anyway, holy shit. Yetagari described the disappointed in being passed over by so many of the other institutions, telling Fox News, I think that college admissions tries to place students in this rubric, a very tight box that makes it difficult for students that have achievements outside of school, like an entrepreneur, to really stand out. Honestly, I don't know where the kid's from. He should just, if you take classes at a local state school, do well there, then get into a graduate program if he really needs to study. But geez, he's making $30 million a year. Well, no, okay, $30 million in sales, which means he probably makes $2 million out of that because, you know, taxes and shit. But anyway, when asked why he would want to attend college in the first place, Yetagari spoke of the intense work he put in as an entrepreneur. I've sacrificed a lot of social events in order to achieve what I really have. I'm 18. I want to hang out with other 18-year-olds. I don't want to go straight into the business world just yet. Good for him. You know what? He got the fact that he could pay for his own school too. You'd think all those schools would be like, all right, what the fuck? We're not gonna have to beg the federal government for your student loans. We're not gonna have to, you know, dig into our endowment to, you know, give you grants and shit. I mean, why would they not accept this kid? That's amazing to me. Unbelievable. Oh, he's from Long Island. He's from New York. He didn't get into NYU? with those grades. And oh my God, the Long Island high schooler who started coding at age 7 still has a bright prospects for his future, but is rejected by so many schools, reveals a disconnect between college admissions criteria and personal ambition. I'm sure, and somebody asked in the chat, it turned out because he's white. He's a white.
You're fucking a white male.
That could be. In fact, that's likely. I'm sorry. That's just bullshit. That's just bullshit. It's unbelievable. Makes no fucking sense. Moving on, in Washington, Free Beacon, racial discrimination persists at UCLA Medical School as federal investigation is underway, according to documents. So the Department of Health and Human Services launched its civil rights investigation in March to the David Geffen School of Medicine at the University of California. Wait a minute. The David Geffen School of Medicine? David Geffen is, right? He's like a Hollywood producer or some shit, music producer, something. I don't know what he does. He's really wealthy. He just named a medical school after him. He's not a doctor. I don't think he has a PhD in anything, but he's not a doctor. Anyway, the probe, HHS has said in a press release, would investigate whether the school's admissions office discriminates based on race. I'm sure there's a lot of Asian students that didn't. Wait, chat disconnected. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, okay, it's back. What's this say? Did the show die for a second? Anybody? Did we have a lapse there for a second? I just out of curiosity. Now it did it again. No, it says we have an excellent connection, just not the chat. Yeah, Geffen Records. That's David Geffen. Okay, so wait, where'd the story go? Here we go. Here we go. Less than 2 weeks later, UCLA instructed admissions officers to do exactly that. Wait. On April 8th, according to a person with knowledge of the matter, the medical school circulated a memo that outlined, quote, guiding principles for student representation on the admissions committee, end quote, which includes 3rd and 4th year medical students as well as faculty members. Those guidelines require the committee to consider race when picking students to serve as admissions officers. Quote, the chairs of the admissions committee will review all submitted recommendations to ensure representation from those who identify as BIPOC and LGBTQ+, because, there's nothing more important than having someone on your admissions team be a BIPOC or LGBTQ when it comes to medicine, because that's the most important. That's what the memo reads, according to the screenshot obtained by the Washington Free Beacon. Here it is, right there. The memo has a UCLA watermark and was sent to all 2nd and 3rd year medical students. The person with knowledge of the matter said it appears to have been approved by the medical school's faculty executive committee, which has oversight and admissions of the admissions policy. So, I feel bad for the Asian kids sometimes. UCLA did not respond for a request for comment. HHS said its probe would examine whether admissions officials at the medical school give unlawful preference to applicants based on their race. Now, and I would say, is it, well, I suppose they also give, whether or not they give unlawful rejection based on race too. Oh, sorry, too many Asian students. You perfect grade students with the activities that the parents made you do just so you get in here aren't enough because you're Asian. We're not gonna let you Asians in no more, which is unfortunate because, I don't care if Asians score the highest, then there should be more Asians. I don't care. If you can't get into UCLA, there's other schools you can go to. Anyway. The memo suggests that a subset of those officials are themselves chosen using racial criteria. 5 of the committee's 20 to 30 members are student representatives and provide some of the clearest evidence to date that the school's admissions bureaucracy is flouting federal law. Lawyers who reviewed the guidelines said they were patently illegal and would be Exhibit A on any kind of enforcement action against the medical school, putting in writing, while under federal investigation for discrimination, that your faculty will review the proposed proposed slate of students included in a program to ensure representation from those who identify as BIPOC or LGBTQIA LMNOP is astonishingly brazen. You have to wonder how it's possible for no one either in the administration or with its outside counsel to even roughly read either the law or the room. So there's more to the story, but you know, they blatantly put it in their face while under investigation. Another story of the Free Beacon, we'll wrap this up soon. Apparently the Taliban's been earning billions of dollars giving American weaponry to terrorist groups as Afghanistan once again becomes a Johnny hotbed. Yeah. Good for them. The Taliban took in $3.4 billion in revenue over the past year, boosting cash supply in the wake of Biden administration's Afghan withdrawal. So, you know, you leave all those weapons behind. What are you going to do with them? You open up Haji's used tank emporium and you start selling that shit. And we'll you buy 5 tanks, we'll throw in a helicopter. The Taliban took in $3.4 billion in revenue over the last year, boosting its cash supply by 14% amid the return of Afghanistan as a central safe haven for terrorist organizations across the Middle East, according to the U.S. government watchdog group. The repercussions of the Biden administration's disastrous 2021 military withdrawal from Afghanistan continue to reverberate across the war-torn country, with multiple al-Qaeda affiliates accessing American-supplied weapons seized from the former Afghan National Army, according to a new oversight report by the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction. The United States left 78 aircraft, 40,000 military vehicles, and over 300,000 weapons in Afghanistan in a withdrawal that saw 13 American service members lose their lives, according to the CIGAR report, which the watchdog group delivered to Congress on April 30th. The Taliban transferred many of these arms directly to terrorist affiliates, while others made their way to the black market. So, congratulations, Joseph Rahim Biden. You did fuck up there. All right. Oh, this is okay. This is crazy. And this is going to be, you know, they're always talking about Trump and a constitutional crisis. Well, the Colorado House of Representatives, whatever, has passed a measure aimed at protecting the rights of immigrants in the state, despite efforts by the Trump administration to crack down on illegal immigration. The House debated Senate Bill 276 for nearly 4 hours before approving it, 42-21, along party lines. The measure prohibits local and state law enforcement officers. Listen to this, because this is even worse than cooperating. Listen. It prohibits local and state law enforcement officers from allowing federal immigration agents to enter parts of immigrant detention centers that are off limit to the public. The bill also prohibits another state's National Guard from entering the state as part of any enforcement action without permission from Colorado's government. Now that seems like it would be normal anyway. And prevents federal immigration agents from going into schools, healthcare, and childcare facilities, churches, libraries, and jails without warrants. Part of that's okay, but prohibiting them from allowing them to immigration detention centers, that's kind of stupid. The only people that this protects are the illegal alien invaders, and states do not have the right or power to deny access to federal law enforcement officials simply because some politicians support illegal acts, and especially in immigration detention centers, the people who are broken the law. It's crazy. So, go figure. Colorado's getting worse and worse. By the way, you know, we've been talking a lot about Tren de Aragua from Venezuela and MS-13 from El Salvador. Well, there's a newly released intelligence assessment that has found that some of Venezuelan government officials facilitated the illegal migration of members of the brutal Venezuelan criminal gang Tren de Aragua into the United States to advance what they see as the Maduro's regime's goal of destabilizing governments and undermining public safety. You know, when they were mocking Trump for saying that they've been emptying out the jails and they're not sending their best. Remember that? Remember that? They're sending their this, there's that, they're there, they're sending their rapists, even though people said, he's calling Mexicans rapists. No, that's not what he said, but that's how you decided to interpret it when you cut up that clip. However, while Venezuela's permissive environment enables Tren de Aragua to operate, the Maduro regime probably is not systematically directing Venezuelan outflows, such as to sow chaos. Wait, it's probably not? Probably it's not. Okay. So as to sow chaos in receiving countries, says the April memo from the National Intelligence Council released on Monday by the ODNI. The memo waters down an earlier FBI assessment that the regime of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro is specifically directing TDA activities in the United States. But an ODNI source says that the Bureau's intelligence is the most robust and accurate given the focus on domestic security and crimes versus limited intelligence assessments from the other intelligence elements who by law focus solely on foreign intelligence collection and who until President Trump took office had very limited resources focused on TDA. So now, and by the way, the Department of Homeland Security has identified more than 600 Venezuelan migrants in the United States with likely ties to TDA who crossed the border illegally during Joe Biden's presidency. And, they just got a cell phone and a little slip to say, hey, you need to show up in court 6 years from now. So, yay. That's not good. The whole article you can read on your own. And then the last article I have open, the governor of Washington, more Washington shit, has, has signed a law steamrolling one of Catholicism's most sacred practices. Now, what might that be? Let's find out. Democratic Washington Governor Bob Ferguson signed a bill on May 2nd forcing Catholic priests to break their seal of confession in cases of alleged child abuse. Now, I got mixed feelings because they should be doing that anyway. But are you? This is a tough one. The bill, introduced in the state Senate in January, requires clergymen to be added to the state's list of mandatory reporters in cases of suspected abuse or neglect of a child, even if the information is discovered during a confessional. Quote, except for members of the clergy, no one shall be required to report under this section when he or she obtains information solely as the result of a privileged communication as provided in RCW 56060. I'm curious. I wonder if they're forcing attorneys to do that too, like attorney-client privilege. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Ferguson, who is Catholic, signed the bill into law and told reporters he felt it was pretty straightforward. My uncle was a Jesuit priest for many years. I've been to confession myself, and I'm so familiar with that, Ferguson said. I felt this was an important legislation, and protecting kids is the first priority. Bishop Thomas Daly of the Spokane Diocese released a statement the same day the bill was signed, saying his clergymen would not break the seal of confession. Quote, this week, Washington State Governor Bob Ferguson signed into law Senate Bill 5375, which seeks to force priests to violate the seal of confession if child abuse is revealed within the celebration of the sacrament. I want to assure you that your shepherds, bishops, and priests are committed to keeping the seal of confession, even to the point of going to jail. Now, I wonder if that includes people of the clergy who went to confession themselves. But either way, it's slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. And can they force attorneys to breach attorney-client privileges in the same cases? Now, if I was one of those people who take confession, aka the priest who have, sit in a little box, I think rather than setting someone to do Hail Marys, so you should just tell them to go jump in the wood chipper. But, that's just me. I'm just saying. Anyway, Daley also urged those legislators who question our commitment to the safety of your children to reach out to Catholic teachers, priests, and families. He wrote that the diocese has a zero tolerance policy regarding child sexual abuse. Well, I sure hope so. And I don't know anything about that particular diocese. Obviously, the stories and problems in the various regions of the Catholic Church, but also in schools and everywhere else. So you would hope that a priest who got in that situation will be able to convince somebody, hey, you know what? You need to go, again, go take a dive into the largest wood chipper available. So, wow, that's a tough one. It's kind of like, look, do you breach someone's rights for the most heinous of things? Holy shit. Kind of weird they never look into mosques or synagogues for that. Yeah, and I look, I'm assuming it's not written for Catholics. It's just saying anyone in any type of clergy. So you can be, I know clergy technically is, well, no, is that a name for a mufti or a rabbi? Do you consider them clergy? Clergy is just a person who leads a religious grouping, right? So it'd be for all. It's not written as Catholics. It just means everybody in that. It includes Catholic priests, and that's where they wrote the law. But still, that's kind of wild. All right, let's see here. Oh, you know what? That's it. That was my last one. It was a rare time that I get through all the articles. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to say thank you and goodbye and all that stuff. But first, before you go, I need you to do something for me. If you haven't hit the like button, do that. If you haven't shared the stream, share it now. It's fine if you share it afterwards. And consider dropping a dime or two in the tip jar every once in a while, like Tyre did. Tyre's our superstar sponsor. Did I even do that? Tyre, you are
the new Streamlabs
superstar sponsor of the day. I think I did it, but I couldn't remember. But anyway, and also every day, as you may know, I drop the links from the show into the chat. If you ever want to find these articles that I post or read, we read in the show. They're always in the chat. In fact, there you go. I just did it right now. So that's it. Gotta go. See you tomorrow. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.